Okay, so today we're diving into a leadership idea that honestly sounds completely backward, but is actually brilliant. We're talking about how, in our crazy, fast-paced world, the secret to going faster is to first slow down.
Man, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this pressure cooker we're all in. This grind culture that screams at us that more hustle, more hours, that's the only way to win. But, behind all that noise, there's a different story playing out. And that story is about a whole lot of leaders who are just plain exhausted. So, let me ask you this. Does that feeling sound familiar? You know the one. Your day is a blur of activity, your calendar is a solid block of color, you're always moving, but when you finally stop, you wonder if any of it actually pushed the big things forward. That's the huge difference between just being in motion and actually building momentum.
All right, so let's dig into that. Why is this grind model so, broken? Especially if you're trying to lead a team and build something that's meant to last.
The answer, or at least a powerful alternative, is this idea of heart-based leadership. Now, don't let the name fool you. This isn't about being soft. It's about being incredibly strategic. Just look at the three pillars here. You protect your people, you honor your purpose, and you still deliver results. The game-changing shift is right there at the end. It's about prioritizing intention over just raw speed.
And that gets us right to the heart of it. Slowing down isn't about giving up. It's a strategic pause. It's like a quarterback taking a moment to read the field before throwing the game-winning pass. You slow down to get clear, so that when you do make a move, it's with absolute precision and power.
I love this slide because it lays out the two different worlds so clearly. Over on the left, that's the old way, the grind. It's fueled by anxiety, it feels scattered, and you're just constantly reacting to whatever's on fire. But look at the right. That's the new way. You're present, you're focused, driven by a deep alignment to your mission. Every action is intentional. It's like running two completely different operating systems.
And that pause we talked about, it's not empty. It's an active intelligence-gathering mission. You're listening to your own gut, you're listening to what your team is really saying, and you're checking in with your core mission. It's all about making sure your actions are actually lined up with where you truly want to go.
Okay, this all sounds really good in theory, but how do you actually make it happen, right? Well, this is where we get practical. We're going to look at 3 specific practices you can start using to make this shift. Just 3. 3 powerful shifts to pull you out of that scattered state and into a place of real focus.
First, we're going to figure out what actually matters. Second, we're going to change how we make decisions. And third, we're going to totally overhaul how we do meetings. Let's break them down.
So, practice 1. This is all about separating the signal from the noise. Think about it. On any given day, there are 100 things screaming for your attention. This practice forces you to ask, what are the 2 or 3 things that will actually create like 90% of the progress? These are your vital few.
And here's the playbook for how to find them. It's called the clarity exercise, and it's deceptively simple. First, you do a brain dump. Get every single task, project, and worry out of your head and onto a list. Then, the hard part, you circle only the top 3 that truly push your mission forward. And the final, most crucial step, you have to consciously and sometimes ruthlessly drop, delay, or delegate everything else. This chart gives you the why behind that exercise. So much of our time gets eaten up by the trivial many, all that low-impact busy work. And even worse is that drained energy stuff, the high-effort tasks that give you almost nothing back. The whole goal is to live and operate in that first bar, the vital few.
Okay, practice number 2. This one tackles a huge bottleneck for so many leaders, waiting for 100% certainty before making a move. Here's the thing, you'll never have it. So instead, the goal is to get comfortable making a call with about 70% of the info. This lets you be agile. You can move, see what happens, get real feedback, and then adjust. It's about progress, not waiting for a perfection that never comes.
And finally, practice 3. This one goes right for the jugular of a well-known energy vampire, the long, rambling meeting. The idea here is to completely ditch those hour-long status updates and replace them with short, frequent 10 to 15-minute check-ins. You get better connection, real-time clarity, and you actually empower your team instead of putting them to sleep. So, when you start to weave these practices into your daily life, your role as a leader starts to shift. It becomes less about just managing tasks and more about something deeper. It becomes an act of stewardship. And stewardship is a powerful word. It means you're not just an owner, you're a caretaker. And look at what you're caring for. Your own soul, meaning your own energy and well-being. your people, their potential and their psychological safety, and your mission, the very reason you're doing the work. You see, slowing down isn't selfish. It's actually a core responsibility of being a good steward.
And this right here is the ultimate result. This is the payoff. When you operate this way, you start to cultivate a leadership presence that is grounded, not scattered. It's relational, not just transactional. And because of all that, you become wildly more effective than you ever were when you were just trying to be busy.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. Go back to that clarity exercise in your mind. What is just one thing, one task from that trivial many list that you can consciously let go of today? What can you release right now to make a little more room for what truly matters?